Hello and welcome. You are watching NewsX India A-List. Now, in our endeavour to bring forth the stories of some of India's finest and the brightest, we have today put together yet another unmissable lineup of India's who's who. Our first guest of the day, well, it's Amna Sharif. She's an Indian actor who has made her mark in the television and the film industry. With multiple hit movies and shows, she has become a household name. Let's listen in to this exclusive chat with her.
Starred in multiple blockbuster projects.
I am a hardcore romantic. I love watching romantic films. All by myself, I cry in those.
One of the most known faces in the industry.
Actor needs to keep on, doing different things.
NewsX A-List proudly recognizes Amna Sharif for excellence in entertainment.
Hello and welcome. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on a brand new episode of NewsX A-List. We're in conversation today with well-known actor Amna Sharif, who's all set to wow you on OTT platforms once again. Yes, I'm talking about her new release, Aadha Ishq, which is the big release this May on Voot Select. So firstly, Amna, welcome to NewsX. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Uday.
बहुत ही intriguing title है, Aadha Ishq. So I have to ask you a little bit about it. Tell us about this Aadha Ishq story, which you are getting for us on Voot Select, and what attracted you to the project?
The title Aadha Ishq, I think it's beautiful. I think all of us have experienced Aadha Ishq in our life. It is, I would say it's a beautiful love story. It's a journey of Roma, the character that I'm playing. We're showing a journey of hers of 10 years, what happens in her life. It's with the title, of course, you know, it's a love story. It's a love story between Sahir and Roma. And yeah, I mean, I want you guys to watch this. I think the most, the interesting part in the love story is that eventually, I mean, they have been lovers for many years of their life, and something happens and they get separated. And after a few years, her daughter happens to fall in love with her lover. Okay. So yeah, I mean, that is something that was really exciting, very different. Yeah.
Do you enjoy being part of love stories? Is this a genre you enjoy
Absolutely.
And also watching?
Absolutely. I am a hardcore romantic. I love watching romantic films. All by myself, I cry in those movies. So you can imagine. And for me, it's like, I mean, this is something that I've been wanting to do because I've just been doing different sort of genres, and love story is something that I feel I absolutely love. So I've been waiting for something like this. I mean, as intense love story as Aadha Ishq.
Yeah. Are you enjoying your work on the OTT platform? It's a relatively new platform for you. Your
Yes.
second release. So are you enjoying the OTT experience so far?
I'm loving
and
it.
Also shooting for web series?
I'm loving it. I think it's a blessing for all the actors because the kind of scope it's giving all the actors for performances. I mean, this is something like my last show that I did. Again, that was such a challenging role. And this Roma has so many layers to it. So I think it's a dream for any actor to do such challenging roles. And OTT is providing you with that kind of space. So I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, and are you someone who watches it in your free time as well? Do you binge watch your favorite shows?
Absolutely. I completely love watching. I love watching other actors perform because I think it's very important that you learn as an actor. I mean, I try to incorporate in my day-to-day life. In sense, I mean, I just love to watch so that I can learn something, so that I can pick up something.
Yeah. Okay. Well, just now talking, of course, about your last project as well. Very well appreciated. How would you react to the kind of response you got for Kasauti Zindagi Ki 2? It was an iconic show which they got back after so long.
I was so scared. I was so scared playing Kamalika because I have not played out there that kind of negative role ever. Yeah. I mean, yes, Ek Villain had Salochna. She had shades of grey, but not as much as Kamalika. But yes, I was nervous. I was scared. And But yeah, I'm overwhelmed with the kind of response I got, the kind of love that I got from the audiences. Yeah, so this is what I think an actor needs, yeah, to keep on, doing different things. I mean, that
But
is
was that a risk for you?
challenges
Because
too.
I'm sure बहुत से लोग ने पूछा होगा कि ये प्यारी और चुलबुली
Yeah,
आमना शरीफ कैसे बन सकती है कमौले का.
yeah. मेरे actually वो lines भी नहीं निकलते थे वैसे. So we had to really like work on that character.
Yeah.
Because it would come out sweet and then my director would tell me, no, you can't be sweet. You have to be bitchy all out.
Yeah. Okay. Just talking also about the last 2 years for you, how has it been? A very different experience for all of us living through these COVID
Yes.
times. For you, how was it? And what is something you learned through all of this as well?
Yeah, you said it rightly. It's been a learning experience. It's made us value life more. I think earlier we would just we were so busy in our lives with our profession and other things that we would overlook certain relationships. We would overlook certain things in our life that we started valuing more, because I think it's important. It has taught us that, you need to value small moments in your life rather than looking at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just grateful for everything in life.
Okay. And also, of course, I have to ask you one ishq-related question as well. कुछ ऐसा किस्सा आप सुना सकते हैं? Have you experienced आधा इश्क in real life ever? Or in school,
Absolutely.
college? Was
Very
there
painful.
something?
It's very painful.
Yeah.
I think I took my experience from there and I've put it all in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think आप किससे भी सवाल पूछो, everyone has experienced आधा. There is some form of love that has not been completed, I feel, in life. And that is what this show is trying to, convey to the audiences, that even if your love is incomplete, it doesn't mean that it didn't mean anything or it wasn't important enough. At times, certain relationships or certain, things, they just don't work out, but you still love that person from far. And you just go on loving that person.
Yeah. Well, you had 2 OTT releases this year, or you'll have your second one now. You've, of course, done a lot of work on television. You've also done films, like Alu Chaat, Ek Villain, very popular, nice movies. Any favorite medium or platform, any of these 3, or is it tough choosing between these 2?
It is very tough because television is something that I started off from, so I'll always be grateful. Films are something that is, I think, every actor's dream to be a part of. I definitely want to be a part of good projects in films. OTT is something that is giving me the scope. It's to perform different things as an actor. Yeah. So I am grateful to be a part of all the 3 mediums. Yeah. And I'm just hoping that I do great work, whether be it films or OTT.
And music videos also now, interestingly. That's another...
Oh my God, how many music videos have I done?
Yeah.
Suddenly it's back in trend. So I think I should now do another
music video. You did it when a lot of actors weren't doing it.
Yeah.
And now it's in trend. Why did you choose it then? Was it the song which appealed to you, or the concept? Kya tha?
Yes, it was the song. And I had just started off my career, and the first music video I did was loved by a lot of people. It's one of my favorite songs from Ashiki movie, Dil Ka Alam. Yeah, and then I started getting a lot of offers, and I was actually not really, I was too new in the industry to actually choose I would just say that I was just lucky that I got all good songs.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Last question to you, Amna, before we let you go. Aajkal IPL bhi chal raha hai. So, at the end of every match, there's an award given called Game Changer of the Match. The one player that, changed the game for his team, obviously for the better, and they won the match. So for you, which has been one game-changing project for you, or game-changing role that you believe has been a game changer in your career?
I think Kahi To Hoga Kashish, because it changed everything for me. It changed my life. I am here today because of that show. Yeah. So it would be that show.
That project will always be special, no doubt.
Yes,
all right.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much. Let's certainly hope that this is also a game changer. Aadha Ishq, which is coming up.
Inshallah.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. Lovely talking to you.
बहुत शुभकामनाएं आपको, Amna. Thank you for joining us once again.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
All right. The next guest on the show is an entrepreneur par excellence. His name is Dr. R.K. Thomas. He's the Group CTO of Virenexia. He is a remarkable technocrat and an AVID aviator. He has more than 30 years of experience in the tech sector. And let's listen in to his conversation.
He's a technocrat and an avid aviator.
As for me, I love learning and competing. It was this seed in me, that made me continuously pursue frontier technology.
With over 30 years of experience in the tech sector.
Presently, we are working on frontier technology of the future in the field of quantum physics. A few projects of which are already implemented and in place.
NewsX India A-List proudly recognizes Dr. Reggie Kurian Thomas for excellence in tech innovation.
Hello and a very warm welcome to NewsX India A-List. Today I'm joined with Dr. R.K. Thomas. He's the Group CTO of Virenexia. A very warm welcome to NewsX, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Good to be here.
Sir, before we start, before we talk about your company, before we talk about the journey and the inception, it is important for our viewers to know that the person I'm joined with today is a former naval commander. And a journey from there to here, it's very few people who actually make a shift in career, shift in choice like the way you have. Could you tell us a bit about your journey?
Sure. After my entire schooling at St. Columbus School, Delhi, I moved into the field of mechanical engineering. And one passion that always remained consistent since the beginning was to be an aviator. So I joined the Indian Navy, went on to qualify both in marine and aerospace engineering. And it was when I was handpicked and sent abroad to the United States for higher studies that the niche frontier technology work being pursued at Stanford as well as Kent State University dawned in my eyes. That's when quantum physics and the laws of the universe was an area that I had done deep research in. And the more one learns with passion, the more the universe reveals to you. So thereafter, I went on also to qualify as an aviator. As for me, I love learning and competing. It was this seed in me, that made me continuously pursue frontier technology. And thereafter, I obtained several doctorates, undertook pioneering research in computer science, quantum science, cryptography, network security, alternative medicine, and basically technological advancement.
And from there to here now, tell us about the company. And yes, put light on your other companies that you've been associated with and would have helped you in the journey.
Sure. All along my 20 years of military service in aviation, I realized that society needs a larger social fabric to see the larger picture towards alleviating pain and poverty in humanity. Now, keeping this in mind, Technopilot was originated in 2013 with an aim to provide a large one single umbrella under which one can provide services of various nature, from network security to business success coaching to energy-based services in organizations and individuals. Now, this can provide any organization, small or big, operating in India or at the international level, to be successful. All organizations operate to make profit, and Technopilot helps them do that. Presently, I'm the Group CTO of, as was mentioned, of the company Virenexia. This was created by its founder, Mr. Bose, with one single objective in mind: pioneer the world's first for-profit socio-economic empowerment company, which is a paradigm shift in creating sustainable technology solutions, again, for people, environment, all along ensuring economic growth for all stakeholders.
Could you explain to our viewers more what all do you provide and how can one avail?
I would like to talk about two companies here, Technopilot as well as Virenexia. Now, Technopilot is the only company in the world which provides an umbrella of service, all sorts of business essentials for any business to grow, to make profit and brand building. So Technopilot modality, it works with mathematical and defined scientific laws. For example, nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates, everything is dual, everything has poles, everything has its pair of opposites like and unlike. Opposites are identical in nature, extremes meet, all truths are but half truths. In fact, there's not a single law in the universe, scientific law, which is actually correct. Everything flows, a law of cause and effect. The all is mind, the universe is mental. Presently, we are working on frontier technology of the future in the field of quantum physics. a few projects of which are already implemented and in place. They've been hugely successful and looking to disruptively change the face of society to that of success, well-being, and positive transformation. So
Can you
Technopilot
tell
is
us a bit about a couple of these, please?
sure. So what we are doing is in the field of quantum physics, develop technologies which are beyond conventional science. As we know, scientists are able to explain 4% of the energy, that is electromagnetic energy, gravity. 96% scientists are not able to explain what it is, how it is, as well as even the weight of the universe. It's something known as hidden science. And after the law of quantum entanglement was discovered at Switzerland in 1979, scientists are able to make more paradigm and understand what the sages of the yesterdays were able to do. For example, the sages were able to actually see what's going on in the planet Jupiter, even without going there. And we had to actually send our probes. All this shows that the whole world is connected as one single fabric. And Technopilot is the only company in the world which has used these sciences to develop the security features of the future. For example,
so you can clearly, sorry to come here. You can clearly say this is the real USP of your company, and this is what differentiates it from the rest.
Absolutely, because we work on different paradigms which are not presently commercially available.
Interesting. So doing something which is unique, to understand it in a simpler language, to do something which is not done by somebody else has its own set of, difficulties and risks, which are very new. If I decide to start a tech startup, it's I have a lot of examples to look at. But something that you and your company are doing is not something which is very common. Can you help make our viewers understand the risks that you've gone through and how have you overcome them?
Absolutely. Presently, we see, if you look at the computer security domain, everybody talks about usernames, passwords, and firewalls.
Yes.
But we know all this is NPAS. All this is technology about 15, 20 years ago. It is very easy to enter a system right now with waves. In fact, when I was in the Indian Navy, we had shown this in all the verticals. Nowadays, espionage does not take the conventional form of having somebody move to another country. The whole paradigm of how things work, on how cybersecurity works, on how emerging IoT works, is based on a different domain. And that domain can only be explained by something known as designing the security systems of the future. And this can be done with elliptic cryptography or nanotechnology, laws of quantum physics, using some esoteric laws which are not much in vogue at this time. In fact, in my present workplace, Varencia, we are using technologies and innovations to bring closer to the farmer. We want to be a 360-degree solution provider to the farmer, because a smart farmer is empowered, and an empowered farmer is a prosperous farmer. You talked rightly about challenges and risks. This is not at all easy. For example, when Technopilot, let's talk about Varencia, when it launched a simple product known as biostimulant in the market, the biostimulant can reduce the fertilizer uses by 50%.
Okay.
When you've introduced this in the market, nobody could actually believe this could be done. And we had to actually pay from our side and show the farmer it can be done.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to ask you, that when there's a development, there's something new which comes into the market, it's very hard. And if I talk about Indian market, it takes a lot of time for the Indian customer to get customized for a new thing. And when you're talking about farmers, where the education level might be a bit lower. So in those circumstances, how does Varencia come in place?
Absolute. A very interesting paradigm you've posed. What's happening is by 2050, global agri-production will need to increase by 60% to meet the demands of 9 billion people. Land is degrading. We all know land is degrading. There are more people, mouths to feed, less of land. And 25% of the total land has been degraded globally. Nutrient imbalance, pollution, acidification, waterlogging, loss of soil biodiversity, and more effects of soil. And farmers are unable to regularly test water and soil due to the challenges in soil sampling. No tamper-proof tools exist to create climate-smart, sustainable agriculture. For example, you take the same soil sample to 5 labs, you'll find 5 different results. What we and Varencia are doing is to create simple metrics and tools and dynamic package of practices so that the farmer gets a 360-degree solution. And we measure our success not by in business achievements, but how well we serve communities, protect our planet's resources, and make a difference in people's lives in synergy with the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations.
That is very important, because sustainability is what is very essential now in whatever form of work that we're doing. We need to see that we do it for a better environment and a better planet that we're living in. Before I let you go, sir, a piece of advice to someone like you, to all these budding entrepreneurs, or people like yourself who want to think out of the box, what would that one suggestion from your end be to them?
I'll take a few suggestions. When you give back to others, even in a small way, life gives back to you. Regardless of where you are currently in life, we each need to make a list of how we may want to contribute to the planet in some way. We won't be able to survive if people don't trust us. All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. And our greatest weakness, I believe, is in giving up. Because the most certain way to succeed is always to try just once more time. And I always say success is a science. If you have the conditions, you get the result.
On that, thank you so much for speaking to NewsX, and continue the great work.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Delighted to be here.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.